everyone live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. August 31st, 2021. We're here live to answer your questions. Basically, the best way to answer questions, typically through a live session, not through email, not even through comments sometimes, because we can interact with our audience and the attendees of the session and really understand and ask them questions about their situation and try to guide them in the best way. So if this is the first time you're joining us, we're here every Tuesday answering questions live. The way it works is you can post your question in the comment section, and we'd love to try to help you out, whether it's your school, your spouse, your work permit, your permanent residency, your renewal, your employer's labor market impact assessment, your overseas application, your inside application to sponsor, let's say, your family members, right? It's all there. We're here to help out. Right now, this is the major complaint that we've been receiving from everybody, is why is IRCC taking so long? This is the $1 million question, folks. A lot of applications are slowing down both inside and outside of Canada. Previously, we thought that things were speeding up. You know, the lockdown was better. COVID situation was under control. Things were speeding up. So when I'm talking about those speeding up, it means work permits, study permits, visitor visas, permanent residencies. However, due to the unfortunate circumstances in Afghanistan, IRCC has been backlogged with trying to accelerate the processing of the new Afghan refugees, asylum seekers, airlifting them over and processing their paperwork immediately before they arrive. And this is why their resources have been depleted and reallocated for the Afghan situation right now. Obviously, it's understandable from their point of view. A lot of people are frustrated on the other end, saying that their applications have been pending for so long, whether they're outside or inside of Canada. Whether it's your permanent residencies, your visitor visas, your study permits, your work permits, your sponsorship of your spouse. So this is the major factor right now. That why are applications taking so long? It is because of the Afghan crisis. The Canadian government, the immigration department, is fully sort of overstretched in terms of the amount of people and processes that have to work on bringing in the Afghan refugees. So that's basically one of the major reasons why everything is taking so long. So if this is the first time you're joining us, you can post a comment. That means a question regarding to a specific case on your Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook. We're live on all three streams, and we will answer them live. And we're here every Tuesday. So if you're watching a recording of this, obviously we're back every Tuesday. You can tune in. You can watch our recordings all on our Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube page. So we have somebody trying to join. I guess somebody, Natalie, yeah, Velena. If you want to join, because I'm bored, you can join on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. It doesn't allow you. But if anybody wants to ask a live question of me, I'd love to ask you to come on board, ask me the live question, but I would have to disconnect you and then, allow an opportunity for others to also join, ask their live question, and then we would basically, answer the questions and just get everybody to do that, because sometimes it's easier that way, right? So again, everybody, we're here answering your questions. This is the time we're allowing people like yourselves to come in, ask your questions about Canadian immigration, whether you're inside or outside of Canada. We are live on all three platforms. Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. If somebody wants to join, they're happy, I'd be happy to get them on the camera, ask the questions, and then disconnect, and I'll answer the questions live. And again, all processing has been extremely slowed down by immigration department. So if you're frustrated, you're overseas or you're here, then unfortunately, there's not much anybody can do. Right now with the Afghan situation, the crisis, the Canadian government is completely backlogged on all fronts in terms of immigration and other matters. Okay. However, having said that, we are here every Tuesday. We're going to be changing our timings. So we will only be joining at 5 p.m. going forward in the future. So 5 p.m. Eastern time, North America Eastern time. We will be doing other activities for the mornings, but right now for our live sessions where we answer your questions that you post in the comment section, we're going to be changing it to only 5 p.m. And in South America, that's typically in Mexico and Colombia or Peru even, I think that's 4 p.m. local time. So we're going to be skipping the morning sessions, and this will be our last morning session going forward. Today, we will have one of my colleagues joining us at 5 p.m. local time here, 4 p.m. Colombia, Mexico, Peru, where we will basically have a Spanish speaker, and we will have a bilingual session where we talk in Spanish, English, answering your questions in both languages. So we'll have that today later on at 5 p.m. There's not a lot of questions coming up, folks. So as I said, this session is for you. I'm not here to advertise anything that we do. We're here to answer your questions. We're here to help you out. There's specific things or general things, eligibility criteria. We're here to answer those questions. So we have Alvaredejo. I think I saw you last week as well. How real is the house crisis in Canada? It's a good question. It's a good question. So what one of our viewers on Instagram is asking is, what's the Canadian housing crisis about? Well, it's a good question. It's not immigration related, but if you're here, you're a newcomer, or you're planning to become a newcomer, or you're planning to come to Canada, it's a serious question, right? So in the big cities, Alvaredejo, in the big cities like Vancouver and Toronto, there is a crisis. It means affordability. If you want a detached, so a single home that's not attached to another home, in any of these cities, you're looking at $1.8 million and plus. So this is just not a townhouse, not an apartment, not a condo. In these cities, you cannot find something under $1.8 million. Maybe you'll find a very old house at 1.6, or you have to go outside of the city, maybe 45 minutes. So the crisis is about affordability, right? And I do investments for real estate. We handle our own family investments in terms of real estate. So that's a major issue right now. People cannot afford, and the rentals are going through the roof. You want a 1-bedroom in Toronto in a condo, not a basement, not a suite, $2,000. So you have to go outside the city, or go to basements, or go to very old buildings. Newer buildings, you're looking at $2,000+ a month just for rentals. But there's other options. You can rent a room, you can rent this, you can go a little bit in other districts. So don't be discouraged. So Adriana, I have a question. Yes. What can we do now? Okay, Adriana, why don't you ask your question? I'm here. You can, okay. They had your server denied. You can arrive as a visitor in Canada. Okay. If the client had your study permit denied, he can arrive as a visitor. Okay, where's the question? Okay, we're gonna bring in somebody on Facebook to ask a question. Let's see. I'm waiting to see if they would join. Hi, Adriana.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm talking from Brazil.
Oh, nice, nice. Okay, okay, cool. Nice for you to join us.
Thank you. So we had applied for our study permit in May, and we just got the response that it was denied.
Mm,
Having some problems with the people that were assessing us.
yeah. And can I ask, were you applying as a family together, or did you apply as one person?
Yeah, my husband got the acceptance letter from Seneca College,
Yeah.
so he applied as a student permit. My children and I as work company. And
Okay. So everybody's visa was denied?
well, the letter just said that we didn't, that they didn't, uh, that we haven't proved the funds,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So,
but we already had the amount in the account,
okay.
and we already paid for the entire year. He was
Mm,
supposed to begin the classes now in September.
okay. Okay. So one, so a few things. Did your husband have his IELTS already, like the language exam, or he was going to study language at Seneca?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they accepted for the English course and
Okay.
then for the IT course.
Okay. Okay. And did you or your husband have a US visa or no?
Yes, we both had. We
Oh,
both had.
wow.
Yeah,
That's
we've been we've been studying English in Canada in 2018 and
oh,
2000 were there
wow.
from November to January.
Hmm.
We just came back before the pandemic.
Yeah, yeah.
The only thing we think now is just there must be had a problem with the forms or anything that was sent.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because that's what I'm thinking. There must be an issue. So I'm just gonna repeat your question for everybody watching on the other platform. So basically, I'm talking to Adriana Beltrao. Her family is in Brazil. They applied together to come to Canada for her husband to study at Seneca College. They were all denied. They did have valid U.S. visas, and this is very unusual. This is, I mean, the only thing that you can do, Adriana, is right now apply for the visa officer notes from the embassy. It takes about 30 to 45 days to get them, and then really see the reason, because the letter of refusal they sent you, sometimes it's very generic. It's very like copy paste, right? But sometimes in those officer notes that we can request, you can get somebody in Canada to request as well. You will see if there was a technicality, because I'm thinking you both have seem to have good profiles. You paid 1 year advance. I've never seen Brazilians pay 1 year in advance, by the way.
We were
So
really prepared to go.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Uh, and you have US visas, you were here in Canada. Something went wrong in that file. That seems very unusual. We have cases that are not as strong as yours and they're being approved, right? And I'm always telling the clients, please pay a little bit of a deposit for the college, please, So your case, I think, is should be a technicality. Are they requesting the officer notes from the embassy for you?
No, they just sent us the letter and said, "Okay, you were denied.
Oh,
You have to apply."
okay. Well, it doesn't cost much to get it. I'd like to see it myself, if you don't mind. Do
Yeah,
you?
sure.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
spoke with
it's
Stella, and she
yeah,
told us to get in touch with you and the
yeah.
company to help us. And
Yeah, yeah, I would want to just see like not anything in terms of like fees or anything. I just want to see the refusal and figure out what the issue is. So what I'll do, I'll ask our office to maybe you can email me. Do you have my email address? No?
I can
Okay.
get.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's reza@ingwe.ca. So if you have Daniela, it's the same email. Daniela@ingwe.ca. Send us an email. So we need your husband's full name and full details, like a passport page. We'll prepare a form. We'll send it to you, and it's a consent form. So it allows us to contact the government, especially the embassy, to find out about about your case and ask for the officer notes. Okay.
Well, we already had a flight ticket, right?
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
We already bought it.
Yeah.
So is it possible to apply, being in Canada, as we could go now as tourists? We already vaccinated with Pfizer's.
Yeah. It's possible to apply from inside of Canada if you meet a prerequisite. So what you have to do is, if you come to Canada, your husband has to study a language or a prerequisite course for that academic program within the first 6 months. Okay, so you cannot study for like a year and then apply for a study permit. After you've done that prerequisite, so 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, whatever, then you can apply for a study permit from inside of Canada. Otherwise, you cannot apply for a study permit from inside of Canada. Okay, so you need to meet a prerequisite. So you come in as a tourist, a visitor, you do a short prerequisite course, and then you can be eligible to apply from inside of Canada. Yeah. So that would be what it is. Yeah, no problem. So send us an email. I'll get you the form. I'd really like to personally see what went wrong. I want to see what the officer said. It would be interesting for us as well. Okay? Okay. Thanks, Adriana. It was nice meeting you. Okay? Take care. Bye. So that was Adriana from Brazil. We'd like to see, what the issue was with her case, and we will wait for her email. If anybody else has questions, so Alvaredejo is asking, there's an age limit for my children and my study permit. I have a 19-year-old and an 11-year-old. We all have U.S. visas. We live in Tijuana border, SD Southern District of California, I guess, right? So 19, when your children are 19, they're not children anymore. So 11 years old is fine. They can accompany you. The 19-year-old who has a U.S. visa can accompany, but he or she will be an adult. So if you study, Alvaredejo, they cannot study based on your study permit. They can come in if they have a U.S. visa, right? Because I assume you're Mexican nationals, right? And even if you didn't have a U.S. visa, you could come in. But your child who's 19 is technically not a child in Canada, is an adult. So if she or he wants to study, you have to do a separate application, separate letter of acceptance, separate college or language school. Okay, you can come in together, but he or she, your 19-year-old, will be considered as an adult. Okay. Yeah. So study. Yeah. So if she wants to study, apply for study permit inside. You come in, do a prerequisite of an academic course inside of Canada, and then when you've completed that, but it has to be within your entry, the first 6 months of your original entry. So you cannot come. Hold on, we'll respond in 2 minutes. You cannot come and then after 8 months apply for a study permit inside of Canada, right? So you have to come. If you need help to register, we do that for free. If you want your child to register for an English course, we do that for free. All you do is pay the registration fee for the school and the tuition. If you need help, reach out to us. We'd be happy to register them before they arrive, because we get special discounts from the language schools, and we can guide you on the college program that your 19-year-old child, which is an adult, would want to study. And then, but if you convert to PR, Alvaredo, in the next 2 years, 2.5 years, he or she, your 19-year-old, would be included in your PR file. Okay, so that's just an FYI. But if he or she turns 22, you cannot include them in your permanent residency file. So we have some questions on YouTube. From September 1st, I will have only 4 months for my work permit. Okay, so that means they have a work permit. It's 4 months as of tomorrow, validity left. And I have applied for a TR to PR. Am I eligible for extended work permit? Yes, there's a new policy out. You can apply to extend your work permit if you were a valid worker. You had status inside of Canada and you applied for your TR to PR application. So yes, PAL rank, you are eligible. Okay, if you need help, reach out to us. Otherwise, the instructions and everything are on the government website. So Jyoti Jalota is asking a question. Hello, sir. Any idea when can we start getting our postgraduate work permit applied? From India, students are waiting since last year to get their PGWP approved. So if they did have the eligibility, I would say it could take anywhere 3 to 4 months today. If they applied from last year, then I think the processing time was even slower. You will have to see results this year. I would highly recommend to send a web form directly to IRCC to follow up. But during COVID, like 2020, nothing was going fast. If they applied today, yes, I would see 3 to 4 months to get a postgraduate work permit from outside of Canada. Inside of Canada, it was 1 month before the Afghan crisis. Now it's approximately 2.5 months. I've seen cases of 3 months. Okay, so I hope I've answered your question, Jyoti Jalota and PAL rank. And again, anybody who's joining us now, we're here for you. Okay, I'm not here to advertise myself. You know, there's no logo. There's no, it's you're on our page. I guess you can see our logo, but nothing. You know, I'm in my office and I'm here to answer your questions. That's it. That's the purpose of our Tuesday sessions. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Okay. If you want to pay for consultations, yeah, be my guest. Go pay hundreds of dollars for consultations. But every Tuesday, we're here answering your questions live. Okay, regarding Canadian immigration, whether you're outside, whether you've been refused, whether you're inside, whether you're sponsoring a child, your family, school issues, whatever it is, we've got a team that can help out. Our team speaks over 7 languages. Today at 5 p.m. Toronto time, which is 4 p.m. Local time in South America, let's say in Mexico, Peru, or Colombia, we will have my colleague who will also speak Spanish, so we will have a bilingual session. So Alvaredejo, I hope I'm answering your pronouncing your name correctly. Again, thanks. I will contact you to prepare our trip next year. You guys are very helpful. Yeah, I mean, that's what we're here for. We want to help. I immigrated here myself with my family. I'm a first-generation immigrant, right? So we completely understand the process. My brother-in-law got refused by IRCC a couple years ago. He wanted to come and study. So I understand the challenges. And we took his case with our partner to federal court to appeal, right? So we're going through the same process as you are, my own family. So I completely understand where everybody's is at. So we're closing in on today's session. I would like to thank everybody who's joined us. We're back here at 5 p.m. Eastern time, Toronto Eastern time, and again next Tuesday. Okay. So thanks everybody on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. And it was a nice, lively session today with some interesting questions. All the best for everybody's immigration path to Canada. Take care, everybody on Facebook. Take care on Instagram and YouTube.